Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 5 of our low back and hip series. So this week, if you have a foam roller, a long foam roller, I'm actually sitting on mine right now, that would be great, but it's always optional. So if you don't have one, it's okay. You can do the same thing on the floor. But if you have one, great. If you have a block, if not a block, a big book, like a thick book and a long book, because your foot will be going on top of that. And then some sort of, like I have this bolster here, but if you don't have one of those, like a thick couch cushion usually will work well. A pillow might be a little bit too soft for this evening. So I'm just going to scooch back to my spot so you can see me a little better. And we'll start seated, and you can sit. I'm sitting on my roller. I like to sit on something, either a roller, a bolster, or a block. And when I do that, I'm tilting my pelvis slightly forward, and that allows my shoulders to be over my hips. I'm going to show you sideways. I'm probably going to need to take my sweatshirt off here. Kind of chilly today here in Colorado. I don't know why. Well, I'm just going to show you. Okay, so I'm exaggerating it here, okay? But I just want like a slight tilt. So again, my shoulders are over my hips. All right, does that make sense? All right. And um, we're going to do like some new, some of the same stuff and then some new stuff. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's start seated. And as always, if you prefer to lay down for our beginning few moments here as we just settle in and begin to breathe, you're welcome to do that. Sometimes late in the evening, you might feel like you want to fall asleep if you're laying down, and we'll get there at the end, but we're not quite there. We're just starting, in fact. So I'm actually just gonna check my watch. Okay, so wherever you are, you're either seated or laying down, and perhaps you allow your eyes to close and just settle into the space that you're in, whether that's your bedroom, your living room, some other room. Most of us are probably at home for this online version here. And you're just going to allow your body to feel the space around you. So what I mean by that is, with your eyes closed, notice the space that you're in, what room you're in, what pieces of furniture might be around you, if there's a window or not. Are you upstairs or downstairs? And you can even go outside of the room and notice, the other rooms in your house. Notice where the other people in your house might be, the pets, the kids. We're going to leave all of those out there, and then we're going to come back into the room that we're in. And we're going to notice the space that you're sitting on, lying on. And we'll begin to focus on our breath just a little bit. Let's bring both hands to the belly. And as you inhale, fill that belly. Bring the hands up to the low ribs and feel the ribs go outward, not outward to the sides. And then bring the breath up into the chest. And then as you exhale, that chest deflates, the low ribs come in, and the belly empties. So let's try that again. Inhale into the belly. Allow those low ribs to widen. Bring the breath up into the chest. And as you exhale, chest deflates, low ribs come in, and the belly empties. Again, inhale fully, all the way up. And exhale. This time we're going to inhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. And hold for 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2, 3, 4. I'm going to invite you to do a few of those on your own while I tell you that this is called square breath. Some people call it something else. I can't remember right now what it's called. I call it square breath. And I find this really great for relieving stress and for falling to sleep. If I'm having a hard time sleeping and I'm focusing on the breath in this particular manner, it seems to help me a lot. Let's take one more round, or finish the round you're on, and then one more full round. And those of you that are on video, maybe bring one hand to your heart so that I can see that and know that you're done with your breath. Beautiful. All together, let's inhale through the nose, open mouth, exhale. 2 more like that. Inhale. You can really sigh it out, letting go of that day you may have had. Inhale, last time. So bringing both hands down to your pelvic area here, that Mula Bandha, that root chakra that we have talked about the last few weeks. And we're just going to remind ourselves of our quote unquote homework. My goal is that you guys will just start doing this at will without even having to think about it. So you're going to pull up on that pelvic floor as if you were perhaps doing a Kegel, but you're pulling up the entire pelvic floor. And you're like visualizing squeezing your pubic bones coming together, holding that up. And then you're going to pulse and release the belly button to the spine for 5. So we'll pulse, 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 and then release. And as you release, you let those pubic bones open up, releasing that Kegel if you did that. Inhale, pull up on the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, belly button to spine, Uddiyana Bandha, and then we pulse, 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 and release. One more, pull up and in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. We're going to do 2 more so that we get 5 in right now. Pull up and pulse in, 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 and release. Last time, pull up on the pelvic floor, belly button in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Nice job. Okay, so we're going to start on our foam roller if you have one. If you don't, like I said, you can do this on the floor. No problem. I'm going to do it on the roller this evening. I'm actually going to take my sweatshirt off so that you guys can see what's happening. So find yourself lengthwise on your roller. Your sacrum, low back area is supported by the roller, as is your head. Okay, if you have a short roller, you could still do this if you put something under your head like a block and underneath the sacrum. But ideally, I think everyone should have a nice long one. All right, so my feet are about a little wider than inner hip apart, so I'm feeling stable in my feet. My arms are just at my sides, palms face down. All right, and to just start, and I'm making sure that I can feel the roller in between my shoulders. And actually, we'll do a little something with the shoulders real quick after we do some pelvic tilts. So just reach the pubic bone away from you and then curl it up. The hips stay on the roller. It's a small movement. You're giving yourselves a nice little sacral massage here. And we're just really doing this to find our nice neutral spine where we're neither tilted nor curled. So you can do that now. And if you remember the way I say to activate this transverse abdominis, a couple different ways is you can pretend someone's punching you in the belly and that pulls everything in. That really is the best way to really feel it, to be honest. Or peace fingers to the hip bones, pretend to pull those hip bones towards the midline, feel that muscle under there. Contract, that's your transverse abdominis. And then belly button to spine just slightly, okay? Let's sweep our arms all the way up and behind us. I'm just going to do a little something with the shoulders because a lot of us spend a lot of time at a desk. And then sweep them all the way down, palms face down, and they come to the earth. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. This time the palms are facing in as the arms come alongside your ears. And then palms will face down as you sweep them down towards the ground. Inhale, sweep them all the way behind you. As far as it feels good, by the way. Exhale, sweep them down. This time as you inhale, palms face in, fingertips up towards the sky. You're going to reach, reach, reach so that your shoulder blades come up off the roller. Exhale, squeeze the roller with your shoulder blades. Like really exaggerate the down. Inhale, reach, 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 reach. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Core is still nice and active. Exhale, squeeze that roller. Inhale, reach, not so high, just a normal amount. Arms come alongside the ears, hands behind you. Exhale, palms up, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, palms in. Exhale, palms up, cactus. Inhale, last time, reach. Exhale, cactus. And if this feels okay, allow the arms to drop as much as possible. Now, if you're not on a roller, you're not going to feel this quite as intensely. This is actually one reason I recommend people get foam rollers is to do this stretch, to open up the chest. Again, we spend so much time looking down at our phones and computers that this just feels, I think, really good. And the hands may or may not come to the earth. If they don't, it's just too intense. We're not going to do it tonight, but you could always put like a pillow or a block under there because we're not going to stay here too long. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, sweep them all the way back down. Fingertips come down towards the earth, towards your feet. Palms are down. All right, so let's just re-engage. Pelvic tilts. Find that neutral spine. Engage that transverse abdominis, belly button to spine. My hands, I'm coming up to fingertips of my hands. I'm going to heel toe my feet a little bit closer together. I'm going to bring one leg up to tabletop and then the other. So hello, it's a little balancy. Really pull that transverse abdominis in, really contract those lower abs. I'm going to reach my right leg long, tap it, pull it in. If you remember, these are our marches. Left leg, tap, and in. We've got 7 in, left, in. 6 in, slow it down, left, in. 5 and left. For 4 and left. We got 3. We feeling it? And left. For 2 and left. Last one and left. Hold it in, tabletop, tabletop. Hold it here. Right arm up towards the sky. You're high, high, high on the left fingertips. Just for fun. We're having fun here, right? Come up to the left fingertips. Come up to one fingertip. How wobbly are we? I'm insanely wobbly, you guys. Any given day, it's not so good. Left hand comes off the ground up to the sky, and I fall. Maybe you stayed up. Sure, it looks like somebody stayed up. Nice job. All right, let's re-engage. Pelvic tilts. Engage that core. One leg up to tabletop, and then the other. This time, right hand is going to come to your temple. You're going to tuck your chin slightly, lift the shoulder blades up off the earth. I'm high on my left fingertips. I'm going to reach my right leg long, right shoulder towards left knee. I can't actually straighten my leg because I've got my altar here, but you want to straighten that right leg. Pull it back in. We're going to do the same side. Keep going. I'm just going to move my roller. Same side. I got you. Keep going. All right, I don't know how many you've done. We're going to go for 4 and in. 3 and in. You got it. For 2 and in. Last one. Bring it back in. Release the hand, release the shoulder blades. Drop the feet or keep them up if you prefer. If you're feeling good and strong, I'm going to re-engage. Reactivate. Legs up to tabletop. This time, left hand to left temple. I'm high on my right fingertips. Tuck the chin to the chest. Shoulder blades come up off the earth. Inhale here. Left leg comes long. Left shoulder towards right knee. That's 8. Reach it out. That's 7. For 6. For 5. Woo! I'm feeling it. For 4. Point those toes. For 3. Last 2. Last 1. Pull it in. Drop the shoulders. Release the hand. Hold it here. Hold it here. One arm up towards the sky. Other arm up towards the sky. Release. Nice job. Nice job. Okay, we're going to come off the roller if we're on it. We're going to bring the roller behind. We're going to come to sitting on our roller. Okay? We're sitting on the roller. We're going to roll out our glutes and IT bands this evening. Okay? So I'm actually going to switch my direction to show you guys. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is bring our hands behind us. I'm sitting on the roller. Roller's at my sacrum. I'm going to take my right ankle across my left knee, and I'm going to drop over to the right. So I'm in a figure 4, and I'm dropping over to the right, and then I'm going to lift my left foot, and I'm just going to find a good spot in my glute here. So I will say my right glute was screaming last night, and I spent quite a bit of time on my roller, and I do believe it helped because it doesn't feel so intense today. So foot can be down on the ground or up. It really just depends on how much intensity you want to give yourself. And if you recall, we're going to hold it for about 20 or 30 seconds and then move back and forth. And so having the foot down is kind of nice to guide the rolling back and forth. And you can come all the way up towards the low back here. All right. Like for me, I feel it a little bit more up in there. This is actually like getting into your glute medius here a little bit more. So find a good spot for yourself. And then roll it back and forth. And don't forget to breathe while we're doing this. And then we're going to bring it back through center, release that foot, and you're going to drop to the right side. This is assuming if you had your right leg crossed, which I think I did say that. So you're going to have your right leg is on the bottom. My left leg is going to cross over the top, just to start, okay? And then I'm going to find that upper hip area, and I'm going to hold it. And we're going to do the IT band, which is the outer thigh. And what I will say about the IT band is it can be very, very intense. I actually have the hardest, the black roller is the hardest roller in terms of hardness intensity. So if you have a lighter color one, it'll be less intense, or if you want to get a lighter color one for that reason. Just go ahead and roll back and forth on that hip now, because once we get down into the IT band, there is a spot, and I'm going to show you on my top leg. It's right here. And well, it's actually a little higher. It's called the greater trochanter. And it's where all the deep six gluteal muscles attach. However, around it is also a bursa sac. So that spot can be particularly painful, frankly, and intense. And you do not want to hang out or rub that. You can go just above, just a below. So I'm going to invite you to go do that now. Just roll down, but you get to a spot that it's really intense, get away from that spot. As you know, if it's just right at this upper, I don't really know what to say. It's about a few, not more than 6 inches from your hip down the side of your leg. And then if you want to, you just, give yourself, help yourself with your hands to get over that spot. And then you can continue to go down the leg. And you can roll over it, you can roll over it, but you don't want to consistently roll back and forth on it like I suggest for other parts, because it will aggravate it. So, the IT band, like I said, is the most, or doesn't feel the best of the foam rolling. It's usually pretty intense for most people. So just do a couple swipes back and forth, and then we'll come all the way back onto the hips, and we'll switch sides. So we'll put our left ankle cross to the right knee, figure 4. We'll drop it over to the left. We'll just find a good spot. And then if we want to, we can lift that right leg to put more pressure. Foot down, less pressure. Foot up, more pressure. Inhale. Don't forget to breathe. And exhale. I'm just noticing which side might feel worse. And I'll just say, I think it might be this side for me. As I go up into the hip, the glutes are fine, but the hip is not. As I go up into the low back, I really feel that. So obviously it's going to be different for all of us. And the roller is just nice, right? You're just kind of giving yourself a little massage. We can't get massage every day, but, well, I can't. But we can foam roll. Fun fact, Bob Hope, who lived to be 100 years old, said for the last 25 years of his life, he got a massage every single day. And he attributes his longevity to that. So, yay, massage. All right, we're going to come back to the hips and I'm going to switch sides or angles, but we're going to do the IT band on this side now. So left leg is on the bottom, right leg crosses over, and you can just roll all the way down to the knee. You have the space. And we're just going to not hang out on that site where there might be a bursa sac, or there is a bursa sac. And you'll know it, you'll feel it. One of these spots will be much more intense than the others. Use your breath as you're rolling. Like maybe inhale on the up and exhale on the down, or vice versa. And I feel like I could hang out here all day, but we'll bring it back through neutral. Come back, and let's just do our upper back because we're here and it feels good. So roller is at bra strap level. You can bring your feet a little closer in, lift your hips, and then just roll back and forth and bring your elbows in really tight up towards the sky. And you're just massaging that upper back, remembering not to go up into the neck. Never the neck. And I will say this is a great spot to practice your Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Pull up on that pelvic floor, activate the core. Because when we really need to use that, frankly, is when we're outside. Like I'm here in Colorado, and it's often icy, in the winter. And I will tell you that I always activate all of that if I know it's going to be icy outside. And it has helped me many a time. All right, let's come up off the roller. You can just move the roller, and then we're going to go back onto the ground. So we're all on the ground together. And let's just hug our knees into our chest, rock side to side. Feels a little different, being on the ground versus the roller. And we'll do some butterfly knee circles. Let's do 3 one direction and 3 the other. And then we're going to place both feet on the ground. And you're going to activate your core. And you're going to bring your right leg up towards the sky. Foot is pointed. And we're going to do what are called single leg circles here. But I want you to think this is coming from the low abdominals, not the leg. It's coming from the hip, not the lower leg. Hands can be at the head or at temples. And you're going to turn your toes out just slightly, okay, so that the hip is slightly turned out. And then we're actually going to, keeping the leg turned out, we're going to go towards the left first. And you're going to keep this left knee bent. And that's how you'll know you won't need to go so far. So I'm going to turn my back so that you can see me in case you don't know what I'm talking about. And we're just going to circle to the left and down, not super low, and back up. In, down, out, and up. In, down, out, and up. And it's the swing on the way up that we're really looking for that rotation, the use of the hip, I should say. Keep going. Keep that core active. This is a core exercise. We've got 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Release the right leg to the ground. Left leg comes up. Point the toe. Turn the toes out to the left. Turn the whole hip out, the whole leg out from the hip. Sorry, I said that incorrectly. All right. And then we're going to bring it cross to the right. So to the right, down, out, and up. Cross over and up. Keep going. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. And release. Hug the knees into the chest. Again, side to side. Hip circles again, 3 one direction and 3 the other. My dog is crying outside of the door, you guys. My husband's not home. We're going to rock and roll on our spine or roll over to one side or the other and come to seated. You're going to grab your block. Well, here's what we're going to need our block, and then we're also going to need our couch cushion or pillow. But the first thing we're going to do is use our block. And we're going to come up onto our knees. We're going to activate that core. This is me activating the core, hitting my belly. Okay. We're going to, I've got my block to the right side of me. So block or book. And to be fair, you can also do this without any of the props. It just won't feel quite as, I don't want to say intense, but you just might not feel it as well. You can try it. If you prefer it or you don't have the prop, that's fine. So we're going to bring our right foot out and it's on the block. So already, I will say I went to the gym this morning and I did inner and outer thighs. So I'm like feeling this already in here. But anyway, we're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, you're going to hinge at the hip. Hands are going to come to the ground. I'm up high on my fingertips. I'm going to walk back because I don't think you guys can see me. Okay. So maybe you feel it enough here, but then we're going to walk our hands over to the right. Keep the knee where it is. Okay, so my knee is still at a 90-degree angle with my body. And then option to walk your hands out as far as you'd like. You could use like down dog arms, or if you can come down onto your forearms, great. If that's too far, you can find another block or another prop and just have your hands, or this would be my favorite, is I love having elbows on something and then supporting my forehead with my thumbs. So I am going for a pretty deep inner thigh / psoas hip flexor stretch here. I'm going to actually time this one. And use your breath. Other option is a block high and your forehead is resting on the block, or stacked up bolsters or pillows or whatever we have. If it's too intense, if there's pain, please come out. Remember, my philosophy is no pain. We're just going to that first or second spot point of resistance. Inhale through the nose. And open mouth exhale. Can do 2 more like that. Slowly come up to your fingertips, to your hands. Take one hand to that right quad and bring yourself back up. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. And release that right leg, foot. We'll do the other side. So block comes over to the left. We'll bring the left foot on the block. So my hips are facing forward, but this guy is obviously turning out. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hip any amount. Reach the hands forward. And if you prefer to just stay here, you can. As you bring the hands over to the left, that will likely deepen the stretch for you. So decide what you like without pain. And we'll time this side. I'll show you with a bolster what it might look like on this side. So my my forearms are on the bolster, as is my head can rest. Or I could have the bolster and a block and the head could rest. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Let's do 3 more nice deep and even breaths. And then you'll walk your hands up wherever you are, left hand to the left thigh. Gently bring yourself up. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep them down. Release that leg. Okay, I think we're going to come to seated. Find your strap or scarf. We did this, I believe, week 1 or 2. This is something that you could do a lot, okay? So just a reminder. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. So this is called Baddha Konasana or butterfly. If you would like to sit on a blanket or something to tilt your hips up slightly, that is helpful sometimes. So I'm going to bring my strap behind me. This is called bound Baddha Konasana. And you're just going to loop your strap, do it loosely to begin. And if you have a scarf, you can just, tie it in a knot. I'm going to wrap it around the outside edge of my feet. And just a reminder, if you don't have a strap like TJ Maxx, I mean, obviously online, anywhere, you could find them. I use yogaaccessories.com, I think. And no, I'm not an affiliate. I should be. Okay, so really tighten it, okay? So that you've created a little chair for yourself. This is a really great hip stability. So you want it nice and low. I've actually made mine a little too high. So I'm just going to adjust it. So it's just at the top of the sacrum, all right? And we can hang out here all day long. Should feel really good and comfortable. If it's not, take the strap off. All right. So while we're hanging out here, to roll our shoulders down our spine, pull up on that pelvic floor, belly button to spine. Great spot to do our little exercise. Let's do it. Here we go. Pull up on the pelvic floor, pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. I already feel like I can tighten mine a little bit more. So as you've been here a little bit, you might feel like you want it tighter. Let's do it again. Pull up, pulse in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. One more. Pull up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. Let's tuck our chins into our chest. And gently roll your chin over towards your right shoulder. And stay here. And then maybe nod your head. Yes. And no. Again, yes. And no. Roll the chin back through center. And over to the left. Nod it yes. Nice and slowly. I did that 3 times. And no for 1, 2, and 3. Again for yes. 2, 3, and no. 2, 3. Bring that chin in line with your chest. And maybe you feel a little stretch down the upper back here. FYI, those little nods, those yeses and nos that we did, you can reach your head up through center. That is to stimulate the vagus nerve. Really great for stress reduction, sorry. All right, let's take this guy off. Maybe you already did. Maybe you're like, Debbie, we've been here way too long. I honestly feel like I could stay. You know, there's some poses that you can stay in forever and some you can't. That one's a good one for me. All right, lean back, hands behind you, legs out long. Shake your legs. I'm going to switch my direction here. Inhale, arms up overhead. Bend into your knees just a tiny bit. Exhale, hinge forward. Let the head hang heavy. And then slowly roll up. Arms up overhead. Hinge forward. Slowly roll up. And up. Last time, hold it here. If your knees were still bent, maybe you straighten them, maybe you don't. Whatever feels better. Either way, head is hanging heavy. Three nice deep and even breaths here. And when you're ready, you'll slowly roll up, but you'll keep going all the way down onto your back. However, a thought before you land on your back, we're not going to do yoga nidra in the same way as we have been, but we are going to do a nice guided Shavasana. So find basically the same stuff that you would if you were Nidra. Find your comfortable spot, like pillows, blankets, socks, whatever you need to allow yourself to be fully and totally comfortable here. And so you can get out any of the wiggles. Know that you can move, of course, if you need to. But if you cannot, that would be great also. So if you have any jewelry or clothes that are in the way, move those, get them away, and allow yourself to take up some space, right? So arms and legs are wide. That feels comfortable so that your hands and feet aren't touching anything. Maybe a pillow or bolster under your knees, really good for low back pain, FYI. Something under the head, nothing too big, but it's nice. Or maybe, like you're laying on your bed, and that's great too. And if you're not, also great. I will say I will just be leaving you in this position, and I'll see you next week after you have finished our meditation. But let's just begin with a quick body scan. So bring your awareness to your third eye center, that spot between the eyebrows, and take a nice deep breath into that area. And as you exhale, feel your entire body settling down into the earth, knowing that you're fully and totally supported here. And if you're sitting, it'd be nice to be supported with something behind your back. You can do this sitting as well if you prefer. Again, inhale into that third eye center. And exhale, feel your body resting even deeper. Last time, into the third eye. Exhale as you soften. Bring your awareness to your left foot, top of your left foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Bottom of the left foot, left calf, left back of the thigh, left front of the thigh, left shin. Feel the entire left leg heavy into the earth. Bring your awareness over to the top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, bottom of the right foot, right calf, right back of the thigh, right front of the thigh, right shin, entire right leg feeling heavy into the earth. Bring your awareness back up to your third eye, then to the crown of the head, back of the head, back of the neck, shoulders, entire spine, right hip, left hip, back up to third eye, down to the throat, heart center, heart center, heart center. Bring your breath down to your belly. into your pelvis, around to the side of your hips, the sacrum. Feel your entire torso heavy into the earth. Feel your entire torso and your legs heavy into the earth. Bring your awareness to your left hand, left thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of the hand, lower arm, upper arm, third eye center, heart center, right top of the hand, right thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of the hand, lower arm, upper arm, entire right arm, both arms together, heavy, dropping into the ground. Feel the whole body dropping into the ground. The whole body. Take a few deep breaths, using your exhalation to release any tension or discomfort in the body. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out consciously, relaxing and letting go of any tension. Breathe in, filling your lungs with fresh air, and breathe out, relaxing further. Without trying to regulate or control it, allow your breath to flow naturally now. Bring your attention inwardly and check in with your mind and emotions. Is your mind very active? Maybe you have had some nightmares on previous nights and felt a bit anxious about going to sleep. Or maybe there's a particular mood or emotion dominating your mental landscape. Don't try to push back or resist anything that you might experience right now. Just see if you can remain open and let go of the need to do, staying present and accepting and allowing things to be as they are right now. And as your mind settles down and your body relaxes, listen to the following affirmations. Feel the energy of these words resonating from within and allow their truth to be your own truth. You can silently repeat them to yourself or simply hear them as you connect with their meaning. I take good care of myself. I am calming myself. Relaxing quietly before bed will help me to sleep. I will have a deep and peaceful rest. I forgive myself and let go of anything that does not serve me. I release all feelings of anxiety and stress. I am kind with myself and bring kindness to my thoughts. My body is feeling heavier and I feel sleepy. I let go of all negative feelings and problems. I will not be disturbed by nightmares or bad dreams. Sleeping deeply is normal for me. I sleep whenever I choose. I allow myself to drift into a peaceful sleep. I feel comfortable and safe. I end this day with joy and gratitude. I am feeling more and more relaxed. I am in control of my sleeping patterns. I feel peaceful and ready to sleep. I am now ready to fall asleep. Let these words resonate inside you for a few moments. You deserve a good night's rest. May you have a peaceful and restoring night.